Hello, everyone. Welcome to Devotion to Promotion and the start of our third season. This is going to be kind of our summer overview episode. We'll take a look at all the different goings and comings of players and things like that and talk about a little bit of our thoughts for the season upcoming. We'll also, if you're new to this series, this will be kind of a quick overview of what's happened so far in our first two seasons. So this is a great episode to get caught back up to speed and to jump back in if you've missed some episodes or if you're just finding the series now. Let's get started. This is our off-season episode, and to start it out, let's just give a quick 2-minute summary of our career and our adventure so far and what we're trying to do. We've managed now Nuneaton Borough in the Vanarama National League North for 2 seasons. Last year, we won promotion. We are now in the Vanarama National League, and our board, Chairman Jimmy, has set the goal for us to avoid relegation. So that's kind of what's happened. And what we're trying to do is to stay with Nuneaton Borough, take them all the way to the Premier League, and then try to win Champions League with them. Now, you have to be kind of good to do that. And so I have about this much kind of odds that I think we're going to be able to do that. Plus, sometimes I think you can just get screwed up and like they don't buy a stadium and the stadium's too small or the owner doesn't want to go professional. I think these kind of things can get messed up in a lot of ways. So if things get screwed up or we get fired or it gets really boring or something like that, we're just going to jump ship and kind of journeyman our way to try to accomplish that same goal. Staying within the British Isle, and you're only using players within the British Isles. That's kind of one of our sub rules here, which actually is creating somewhat of an issue for us now, and I will talk about that in a couple minutes. So that's kind of the overview of what we've done and what we're trying to do. And this summer episode now will kind of take a look at all the different things that have gone on. And I love the summers in Football Manager because I feel like if you get these right, you can set the team up for tremendous success. If you get it wrong, then who knows what's going to happen. And what usually happens is that you end up with this big pile of good things and this big pile of bad things. And that's what I think I'm going to call this episode is good news, bad news, because we have a lot of good news, I think, and then we have a lot of bad news. I know we have a lot of bad news. But with that in mind, let's get in here in just 10 minutes, just kind of a quick overview. We'll take a look at some of the players we've got in. We'll take a look at some things that happen, some players we still need. And the good news, I think, again, is Chairman Jimmy, who, if you remember from last year, kind of goes back and forth. He's hot and cold. He loves the club. He wants to sell the club. He loves the club. He wants to sell the club. He loves the club. He wants to sell the club. He wants us to avoid relegation. He wants us to make the playoffs forever. It's kind of, he goes back and forth. You never kind of know where the guy's coming from. Right now, I think he's pretty stable because he wants us to avoid relegation. I'm happy with that. That seems like a very reasonable goal. Although, the bad news to that, that's kind of good news. The bad news to that is when I said that to all the players after they come back from the summer, they kind of freaked out, and I think we created a little bit of friction now between myself and the players. So hopefully I can put out those fires because they felt like they should just try hard to avoid relegation. And I'm like, no, we actually kind of got to avoid relegation. But hopefully we'll sort all that stuff out. If we get off to a decent start, I'm hoping that won't be so much of an issue. But that's our goal, to avoid relegation. Hopefully that will be straightforward enough. And the good news with that is that we've got most of our players back. We lost Kwanzaa, our really good right back, but we've actually got a replacement right back who seems to be perfectly appropriate. And so that's good news. And, the players we got back were good players at the Vanarama National North level, and we did have some success beating a few National League teams in the FA Trophy Cup. So maybe just from that perspective, we're okay. But a lot of the scouts are kind of looking at our players saying, this guy's not really that good for the National League level. He's good for the National League North level. So I don't think necessarily we've got the talent to do very well, and it might actually be that we're in a relegation level battle with this. And the bad news as well is that really struggling to bring in new players. The guys that we found that were free agents or that we could try to sign in the offseason, they wanted a ton of money, and now these players want like 2- and 3-year contracts. And a lot of them have fatal flaws. And I just spotted a fatal flaw that I didn't even see before, but we'll talk about that in a moment. They'd be like, I don't want to dump like 1,200 pounds a week on some guy with a determination of 2. Because he's going to take like all that money and he's going to go buy an Xbox and he's going to go sit in his room and just play with the Xbox and then not train, right? That's obvious. So we don't want to spend a ton of money on players who've got these kind of flaws. And that meant we didn't really sign that many players. So we're kind of stuck. We need some new players. We need strikers. We need some more midfielders. I think we did okay at defense. And big problem, the bad news is that we don't really have a goalkeeper at all. I have finally, out of desperation, extended a contract to Daniel Ginadu, but I think we need to upgrade him. And he wants a lot of money, so I kind of sucking it up here and giving him what he wants. But I don't really think he's going to be able to do the trick for us at goalkeeper. And I've also, the other bad news, in the course of the past month and a half, I think I've ticked off pretty much every goalkeeper that was unemployed in the entire British Isles, unless they didn't have a British work permit, in which case they still like me, but I can't sign them because of our house rule. In particular, I've been trying to get this guy here. Let me see if I can find him. Michael Layambula. There, that's a mouthful. Wow. He looks really good, but unfortunately he is Congo and he needs a work permit and he is not a British citizen. So we can't take him, unfortunately. I would love to take him on. And this guy, Premier League cast-off from, I think this is him, right? Oh, nope, wrong guy. Where is he? Let's just do this. Search for goalkeepers. Slight technical difficulties. Ovie Eheri. I'm not sure how you say that. Looks really good, but unfortunately, he wanted a ton of money, and now he doesn't like me because I kind of negotiated with him twice and really ticked him off. So I'm hoping he kind of chills out, and then we'll be able to actually pick him up at some point. There's a couple of other goalkeepers that aren't quite as good as him. Aiden Stone at one point would sign with us, but now he's like, dude, you guys are screwed up and I don't want to play for you. So he's not currently interested in entering into contact negotiations, even though I'm trying to butter him up and get him. So somehow we need to find a goalkeeper. There's another goalkeeper who's not very good. We got a couple guys in on trial, so maybe we'll figure something out. But that's kind of our number one priority because I have a feeling the other teams are going to be kicking the ball at our net a lot this season. So we kind of need a goalkeeper, that at least a person there. If you know one, just get in touch on Twitter because we really could use a goalkeeper. There's that. However, let's go back to some good news. We do have 3 good new players. Well, I hope they're good new players in. That's not a lot, is it? Wow. So Harvey Rogers, Kwanzaa left, this guy Gerald Kwanzaa, and I was kind of wondering why he was leaving because he seemed to be really happy. But he is from Ghana. He has British citizenship too, but he's from Ghana, and he went to this team called Hearts of Oak, which is a Ghana team. So I guess maybe he was just, homesick and wanted to go back home. But he was really talented. I mean, look at that physical skill. So I thought we were going to miss him. But then we got this guy in, Harvey Rogers. Now, Rogers doesn't have the physical capabilities of him, but he's got technical capabilities, a much better crosser. And so from that perspective, I think we're okay now at right back. And we have Callum Kise who can play out there too. So pretty excited about this guy. Not too many weaknesses that I can see. And look at that smile. He seems to be like a pretty nice guy, right? And he's in at £400 per week, which seems to me pretty reasonable, although I have a story about that too. So that's one guy in. So right back. Looks like we're getting an upgrade there. Dylan Thompson, center back. I think this guy is a beast. However, talking about fatally flawed players, determination of 6 makes me a little bit nervous, and I just saw that now. And we've signed him for 3 years, so hopefully this can go up. We can get him around the right friendship groups and kind of get this going up. We do have a determined team, but I like his acceleration, his pace, and everything like that. Heading 14, marking 11, 12. If we look up here, it says currently operating at an EFL League 2 level, the league above us, the professional level. So I'm hoping we can stick him at center back, and he's just going to stop people from scoring. So a big signing there. I do wish he had a little more determination. Lawrence Wooten, who is a leading, our scouts think a leading player for most National League sides, is kind of an addition at center midfield. And he should help enforce Isaac and then Petter in that role, and maybe Callum Kise too. We do need, I think, another midfielder or 2 to fill that role, but we'll hopefully see how this goes. But I like this. I mean, acceleration is 5. He's got some really interesting combinations of kind of opposite characteristics. For example, he's really agile, but he's got no balance. So his agility is 14 and his balance is 6. So I'm trying to envision like what that is. And I think it's like you can move really fast, and then when you get there, sideways and stuff, and then you just fall down, which I'm not sure if the plus minus on that is all that helpful, but I guess we're about to find out. And then his first touch is 11, but his dribbling is 3. So his first touch is awesome. His second touch probably goes to the other team. So we'll see how this all adds up. I'm hopeful that we can work on his balance, maybe get him a jump rope. And with the strength of 6, he kind of needs help opening up the pickle jar, I suppose. So yeah, we'll see how he plays. Good passing though. Teamwork, So he's a really good passer, but his teamwork is an 8. So again, that's another point of concern. We'll see, though. I'm hopeful that he works out okay. I mean, you can't find perfect players down here. It's the National League, okay? It's not, the Premier League or the Championship League or something like that. I mean, we'll see. Hopefully this kind of works out well. Those are the 3 players we've got in here so far. I do have a bunch of offers out. I won't go through all of these kind of one by one because we'd be here until next Tuesday. But if we look at transfers and then not transfers to transfer center here, right after all the Premier League players' contracts gone, I kind of threw out some offers to a bunch of players. So if we scroll down here, I've got these 5 offers out to some midfielders, a couple strikers and stuff like that. And here's a case in hand. This guy, Jack Byrne, really quick, decent finishing, really good dribbling, unlike our other midfielder. Passing is 12, teamwork 8, okay, and stuff like that. But looks like this guy could be pretty good, kind of really big, kind of provide some help for us up at striker in case Anaya goes through another 4 months where he can't kick the ball into the net again. Not that I'm bitter about that, but looks like he would provide help. When I went and tried to approach him right after the season ended, I think he wanted over 1,200 pounds per week or something. And then I offered him a contract, got him down to 1,100 or 1,000, and I said, fine. And then right when he accepted, I'm like, nah, dude, we're not going to do it. So it was just too much money, especially he does have some determination of 5, concentration of 4, bravery of 5. These might be some red flags that could kind of create some issues here for us. And he doesn't like to tackle. So those kinds of things made me a little bit nervous. And now, supposedly, he's accepted our offer at $475. So if no other team jumps in and offers him more in the next week or two, maybe we pick him up for half of what we were going to get him before. And I expect that most of these players, this is 475, 325, 475, 425, 475. These are pretty good players that I think are probably worth more than this. I do expect in most cases other teams are going to come in and outbid us for those players, but maybe we'll pick up 1 or 2 of them to be able to help out at really good deals. And even if it kind of creates an overabundance at one position, I think that might help us out because we can probably sell them, I think, now starting at this level. And that's it. Going forward, we have most of our squad in place from last year. I'm trying to find a goalkeeper desperately. That's our number 1 priority. We need more help at midfield. We need more help at strikers. Probably need some help out on the wings. I think we're okay at defense, although it'd be nice to get an improvement at left back. So I'm kind of looking to pick up about another 7 or 8 players maybe. And the good news is that we have money. Our budget's $14,900. We're only spending $8,000. Even with that slew of offers out to players that probably won't accept them, we're only at $11,500. So we still have $7,000 left to play with. So we have money, and that's kind of my strategy right now. Is that I'm going to see how the players we got do. We do need a goalkeeper, that aside. See how the players we got do. I'm not going to jump at anything that doesn't look really good. Try to find some good bargains. Try to figure out what our weak spots are. And then as we get into the season, maybe pick up some players that can improve where our weak spots are. Not aiming to try to win anything this year. Let's just survive and have a nice steady season. Then maybe we can build off of this going for next year. So that is good. The bad part about this is that I think there's going to be an adjustment because I kind of botched up most of our contract negotiations with our players coming back. And it might add another 2,000 or 3,000 to this. I'm not quite sure how it all works. It feels kind of broken to me. Let me explain. So Kelem Kise was getting 950 pounds per week last year. If we look at Kelem Kise's contract, he has a promotion wage rise of 25%. Now, we got promoted, so shouldn't his contract go up to 1,100 pounds per week? One would expect that, but it's July 2nd and the new contract year has started because it expired. So why didn't his wage go up? I thought it would go up, and it hasn't. And so I'm expecting that. And then the other thing I kind of screwed up was with most of these players like Ogumbo and Naya, Majors and stuff like that. Actually, Majors did go up. Okay. His was 400 and went to 475. And Naya is at 700. His didn't go up. I'm baffled here. But where was it? Majors? Yeah, Majors went up. I'm kind of getting into the weeds here. Sorry about this. But Bennett's went up. No, Bennett's didn't go up. Huh. Well, that's odd. I have no idea what's going on. But what I thought was going to happen is they were all going to have 25%, 30% wage jumps, and our budget was going to get hammered because of it. So I guess I don't know what I'm doing. And on our note, taking a look kind of at my profile, the last thing that we want to look at, I was supposed to get a 25% contract wage increase here because we got promoted 30%, and mine hasn't gone up. It's still at 900. So what's with that? Come on, Chairman Jimmy, I want my cash. And we did get, the last thing, let's end up on some good news. And I think that's it. So I wonder about those contracts. Maybe if anybody knows how it's supposed to work, let me know, because it looks like one player's went up, but mine didn't. Especially, I want to know about mine. I was like, I don't really care about anybody else. This is all about me. Like, where's my money? So anyway, I feel like I deserve it. I negotiated it in. But with that being said, I did get my Continental C license. We have a couple of attributes at 9. I am almost half good at some of these things now. Man management 9, motivation, all those speeches. You've heard my speeches. You know how good those are. Technical, mental 9. Yeah, and attacking, defending 9. Still have no discipline, which is just a 1. And fitness, nope, not doing it. Apparently, that's because I played too much Football Manager. But anyway, so we're making progress there. I have started studying for a Continental B license. They're willing to send me to school, so we're making progress. Just a few more. I think there was actually a Continental A and then a Continental Pro, maybe, and maybe an Intercontinental and a Galactic. I don't really know. But we'll just keep getting them until there's no more licenses and figure all that out when it happens. So that's pretty much everything. Going ahead, we're going to try to sign more players. We've started with some friendlies. We did win our first friendly. It was a 5-0 thrashing of Merthyr, who actually is in the league below the league we were in last year. So I think that's about as meaningful as an umbrella on a sunny day. I mean, doesn't really tell us anything at all. But that brings us to the end. I'm looking forward, really excited about the season. I hopefully haven't botched up all of these things too badly. Sorry for kind of the ADHD episode here, but there was one other thing. I got a job. Coventry, which is our parent club, approached me with a job offer. Or not a job offer, but a job interview. And I did, just for kicks and giggles, I went to the job interview to see what happens. So maybe that's why Chairman Jimmy hasn't given me my raise. I don't really know. But we'll find out. That was just literally, I think it was July 1st, and I haven't looked beyond that. I'm not really actively seeking a job, but it'd be kind of nice to get a job offer, just if not a little bit of a pat on the back for what we've done so far. And with that in mind, that is the end of this episode. Going ahead, I will play up until July 30th, which is our first match against Bromley, and we will kick off the season then. So I've got about another 3-4 weeks here to figure out what we're going to do for keeper and stuff like that. I am also very relieved to see that the schedule is not broken like the Vanarama National League North and South schedules are. Most of the months have 5-6 matches in them, but none of them have those like 10 and 11 that the National League North and South had. That was crazy madness type of stuff. So hopefully it won't put as much stress on our lineups going through the season there. That's it for now. Have a great day. If you are new to the series, please give a like. If you see anything that you can think would help us improve, let us know. And if that's about it, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you for our opening match against Bromley.